Hi folks, welcome back. In this video, we will take a look at what is PKI or the public key infrastructure. Let me tell you guys, this is the most important thing after encryption. PKI, public key infrastructure. What I want to tell you is if PKI was not there, then today you and me would have never done digital banking. So what I want to say is then the kind of the peace of mind that you have when you go to hsbc.co.uk, icicibank.com, or even let's say facebook.com where you are posting your pictures, right? You have that peace of mind that you are actually interacting with Facebook or you are actually interacting with HSBC. You are putting your, say, credit card details when you are shopping at Next, right? Or you are shopping at MX, whatever e-shopping we are doing, or Myntra.com, right? So because we have that peace of mind that the server with which we are talking is the right server. It's actually not a hacker, right? So this is what a PKI gives us. So the PKI, it's a set of technologies and protocols. Very important. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules which is used to secure the online communication. So you can say it is a form of internet encryption. And it is how a web browser communicates to the web servers. So as I said, if PKI was not there, maybe today we wouldn't be doing online shopping, or maybe today we wouldn't be doing transactions online, right? So PKI is based on asymmetric cryptography. Now you can imagine why we studied asymmetric cryptography, right? Because if we hadn't studied asymmetric cryptography, we wouldn't have understood the importance of PKI or how PKI works. And by now, I think everybody who's watching this video can raise their hand and say, I know asymmetric cryptography. Asymmetric cryptography means that you are using, yes, you are using a public and a private key pair. It could be used either for encrypting or for decrypting. I always tell, you can either encrypt using a public key and decrypt via private key, or you could encrypt via private key and decrypt via public key. So it's always these kind of use cases which are there. Very important things, and we'll learn about these as we go forward. The main components of a PKI, and these are the new terminologies that you'd be learning, are CAs. We call them certificate authorities. A CA, right? And the other thing is we learn about digital certificates. Now we talked a lot about digital signatures, how these digital signatures were happening. You were signing with your private key, you were sending it across, and then you were using the public key to get the message back, right? So that is the digital signature. But here we will learn digital certificates, and always remember these digital certificates are issued for the servers. So as a client, you won't go and get digital certificates. It's always the servers. So what it wants to say is, yes, I am Facebook.com or I am ICICIbank.com. So it is the responsibility of the server to have the right certificates, or digitally signed certificates, we can call it. Right, then we have something called CRLs. This is certificate revocation lists. And we have the registration authorities, the RAs. Let's take a look. So a CA. CA is responsible for issuing the digital certificate, right? So CA stands for a certificate authority, right? So what I'm saying is that a CA is responsible for issuing digital certificates. So think about it as an organization which is issuing digital certificates, right? So there's a concept called digital certificate, but there's a body. It's an organization or a body which is actually issuing these digital certificates. So one of the biggest CAs is DigiCert. You will learn about it, and you'll see, we will see in another video. We'll go through their website to see what kind of services they are offering. Then there is another big CA called Comodo, right? These are like big names from where the servers get their digital certificates. So a CA is responsible for issuing the digital certificate, which are used to verify the identity of the entity in the online transaction. Now, a very important point, the digital certificate contains the identity of the entity, right? When I say entity, this is, let's say, your Facebook, right? Or your ICICI or your HSBC, right? That's what we are saying. So digital certificate will contain the identity of the entity being verified, as well as its public key. So HSBC will be putting their own public key inside that digital certificate, or that certificate, which is then signed by the private key of the CA. Very important. See how closely knit this thing is, that the digital certificate contains identity. So because how would you then identify, or how would make sure that you are actually facebook.com? You're not a hacker.com, right? You're not a hacker sitting somewhere and imitating as Facebook. So digital certificate contains the identity of the entity. I'm also putting my public key, and we will see in an example how this whole thing works. And the certificate is signed by the CA to ensure its authenticity. So we learned about CRL, but what is a CRL? So CRLs are nothing but the list of digital certificates that have been revoked. So you just put in your digital, certificate, you put all the list of all the digital certificates that have been revoked so that they can't be used. Oh, very important point is RA. Now, to understand RA, just think about it that CA is the big organization which is actually issuing certificates to people. But what it has done is that it has delegated the checking to the RA. So RA is responsible for verifying the identity. So let's say if today I'm cloudalchemy.com, I go to a CA, I can't just simply go to the CA and ask them for the certificate. What they'll say is, first the request goes to the RA. RA will verify me. RA will verify, okay, I am cloudalchemy.com. This is my website, or this is my web address, and this is where I'm hosted. All these details will be there, right? My entire information will be there. My digital, my checks will be done, right? It would be checked that I'm the right person. It's not somebody is coming and saying that I'm cloudalchemy or I'm facebook.com, right? So RA is responsible for verifying the identity. Very important. Identity is the key word here, right? You are identifying yourself. It's like showing my driving license or showing my passport. Yes, I'm the same person, right? And of entities requesting digital certificate and forwarding the certificate request to the appropriate CA. So once the RA sees that yes, it's all good, it sends the request back to the CA or the certificate authority saying that yes, you can now go ahead and issue the certificate to this person. Okay, so PKI infrastructure, as I said, can help to provide secure communication by ensuring authenticity and integrity of data. So it's a combination, it's a culmination of encryption as well as the digital signatures that we learned. So it says, and I said, it's a backbone. It's the backbone of how secure communication takes place over the internet, right? So you are getting authentication, you are getting integrity, and it helps you to provide confidentiality through encryption, right? Okay, so that's pretty much, I'd say, with PKI. And very important concept, guys. Keep in mind, whatever we learned with encryption, we are going to apply the same knowledge, and these are more advanced topics we'll be learning. A lot of things will be repeated, but it is important to get good understanding of your PKI or the public key infrastructure. Thanks for watching.